This podcast is brought to you by Process Baron. Handle everything better. Welcome to Powering the Process, the podcast focused on the real work behind industrial manufacturing. Each week, your host, Jen Little, digs into the systems, equipment, and strategies that keep plants running efficiently. From everyday operational challenges to emerging engineering solutions, we're here to share practical insights that help you keep your process moving. Let's get started.
Welcome to Powering the Process, where we share the stories behind the work that keeps America moving. Today we're going to talk about something simple yet powerful, the hard hat. It's more than just a piece of safety gear. At Process Baron, the hard hat represents responsibility, craftsmanship, and the commitment to protect what matters most, our people. So today we have Josh Bennett joining us. He has been with Process Baron for almost 26 years and currently serves as a supervisor for our field crews. Josh, thank you for coming.
Quite welcome.
So, a hard hat, that's something that you put on every day. I mean, it's probably the first thing you put on every day. We have a regular PPE, hard hat, safety glasses, ear protection, gloves, sometimes the safety vest with the glow tape and everything. But those things are typically very generic. The one thing that I see that differs from person to person is the hard hat. So when you put on that hard hat, what does that mean to you when you're getting ready to start a job in the morning?
It's like putting on your football helmet going into a game. So, I mean, it's your safety, it's your number one goal. So get it, put it on, it's a normal habit.
Right.
When you get out of the truck. So
right.
You might forget everything else, but that's the number one goal. So
number one. So the stickers on the hard hat. Are you stickers or no stickers?
I'm stickers.
You are stickers.
That shows experience.
Exactly.
Over the years, I probably got 4 or 5 at the house covered in them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So how many hard hats have you had in your 26 years?
About 10 or 12 probably.
Really? And why do you have to retire them?
They go out of date, and they just covered with stickers. Can't put no more on them.
Oh, I see.
And then new updated stuff, so.
Right. So I notice over the years, it seems like the more safety training you take at a different place or you go to an outage, they don't always give out the stickers anymore for the outages. And personally, that disappoints me because I like having the stickers on a hat. I think it says something.
It says the experience.
It does.
And then, I mean, they probably would still give them out. You just got to ask for them. So.
Ask for them? Okay, Well, I'll be sure and do that then. So when you get a new hard hat, what's it like starting over?
Rookie.
So when you go out, obviously if people see you coming, they're looking at you and they see that hard hat with no stickers. But I think the other parts of you, the way you carry yourself, everything probably say, okay, so I've been here for a minute. This is what I do. But how long does it take you to get a hard hat recovered?
It takes 2 or 3 years probably.
2 or 3 years.
And, I mean, it just, so as a field supervisor, you go out with no stickers on your hard hat. It kind of, you have to justify the meal, how long you've been there and what kind of quality you got on you. So.
Right. Because so even our customers do look at that.
That's right.
And they use that as a gauge, I think, on experience. You're right. Now, I have been to a couple of mills. That part of their safety requirement is that contractors wear a certain kind of hard hat. There's been a few where they say, well, every contractor has to wear a blue hard hat.
That's right.
So then everybody's out there in blue hard hats. Now, we're identified as contractors, but nobody gets to wear their individual hat. And to me, it means something. Now, I know in the past, when I've been out on job sites, and I got used to seeing all you guys in hard hats. And then when I would see you outside of the job site with no hard hat, I couldn't recognize you.
That's right.
Because that just becomes part of your person. And I know it's the other way around, too, because most people didn't see me in a hard hat. And then when you would see me on a job site, you might not recognize it's me because I'm wearing a hard hat, right? I just think it's part of our identity. So with process bearing culture in the field, I know field work, that's hard work. It's boots on the ground. And the stats say that the field crews covered over 2 million miles this past year and performed 3,000 field jobs.
That's right. I think I had half of that.
You may have. So in a typical year, how many nights away from home do you spend on the road?
Typical year. Some years I've been up to 300 days gone.
Really?
In one of my years, yeah. So but typically 250 to 300, somewhere around in there. So
that's amazing. And I know you're just packed to travel all the time. And even when you think the job's supposed to last 5 days,
it don't.
It could be 7, 8, or 9. Or you could get called and you're going from one job to another job. So how do you plan for that?
You just put in the back of your mind, you know you're going to have to do it, so you might as well just get ready and just like it. So
Yeah. So as part of the culture of process bearing, how do you think our culture, I think, is kind of a family-like. We're all kind of in it to win it together.
Right.
So when you, as a supervisor, have new people come on your crew, how do you extend that to them while training them, while keeping them safe, and all those things? How, as a supervisor, are you able to communicate?
So when they come on to the core crew, I pretty much talk to them and explain to them how this job works. You want to move up in the company, you got to learn. And I will teach you as long as you're willing to learn.
Right.
And as long as you show them you care about their safety and you care about them moving up, then they'll give you all they got. So.
Right. So when they come on and they're wearing their hard hats with no stickers.
Yeah, they already know, hey, I'm the rookie. So
they're the rookie? So there's a hierarchy when it comes to the crews, to the supervisors. Then we have general foreman.
Yep.
So do you have a general foreman on your crew?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So that at times, depending on capacity, you may have to split and run 2 separate crews.
That's
Is that right? Okay. So again, when you're building out these crews, what does it generally look like? Your core crew, is it made up of how many welders, how many millwrights, fitters, anything like that? So
I try to do like 2 welders and 3 millwrights or whatever. I'm, and the truck driver. So
right.
And then like when we have to split up a crew or something like that, I'm still trying to watch over both crews and trying to get that, because everybody's still in the learning process, even me.
Right.
Everything, different thing every day. So.
Right. Well, getting back to the hard hat and the stickers and everything, and it's not just a safety feature, obviously, but how do you think the hard hat portrays the professionalism of process bearing when other people see us?
It does bring out professionalism in us, because I've been to sites before where they just wear ball caps and we get out with hard hats and all that on. Then they look at us and, wow, these guys know what they're doing. So. And then that makes us look, it actually brings the spirit up to the crew too. So.
Right. I do think that things like that, it's individuality, because we've got the stickers and you've got your identification of where you've been and everything like that. But at the same time, it brings a cohesiveness to the crew, because everybody's striving to look the same. They're trying to get those stickers. They're trying to get those badges, basically.
That's right.
That say, I've been here, I've done this, I completed this outage. I do think it's very important. And I've often thought, what am I going to do if I have to get a new hard hat at some time? I'll have to start over. Now, my hard hat doesn't look anything compared to what yours and a lot of the crew people have. But when I see that, that's something that I look at. And I do look at other contractors the same way. And I just I think I use that as a gauge.
Yeah. We got a different thing as far as hiring. We train a lot of our people in here.
Yes.
So, I mean, and that brings up a long way where the other companies are just pulling people off the road that's never even done this type of work before. Mm-hmm. So they don't know what a sticker means.
Right.
So,
I gotcha. So the safety training that we have here at Process Bearing, can you tell me a little bit about that? And it's not just one day you show up and get safety training.
no, it's not. And normally a week trying to get people in here is sometimes it's a headache trying to get a lot of people in here because of the jobs that we got to do. Mm-hmm. And then our MSHA programs and everything else, the way we work everything, a lot of companies don't have that. A lot of companies don't allow hands-on equipment that we work on to teach these guys, give them the basic knowledge anyway. That way they can run the real knowledge in the field. So.
Right. So what kind of certifications do crew members typically have?
A couple of crew members, the GF and supervisor, normally have the crane certifications, just your MSHA certifications and your OSHA certifications, and then you got millwright certifications, welding certifications. So.
Okay. And not every person on the crew has that.
No.
But so you have a core crew that they have all of that, and then you have tertiary members of the crew, depending on how big the job is.
That's correct.
But then any of those team members are eligible to continue their training and get more certifications within Process Bearing.
Yes, they got room to move up. So.
Room to move up.
And they can acquire about any of them certifications, and just get as big as they want to get. So.
Okay. All right. So, as a supervisor, when you have a young person coming into the crew, and they're green, as they say, haven't been on that job, and so you're faced with explaining the work, the safety, everything.
That's right.
Everything. So, how do you tackle that in a day?
So the way I do that is, if anybody new on my crew comes into the field, 2 or 3 guys, it don't matter. I always put experienced hands with them. Mm-hmm. That way they can watch over them, and my guys know, hey, look, this dude's new. Show him the ropes, show him everything else, and keep all the safety gear on. So.
Right. And do you have kind of a, I guess, unofficial mentor program kind of within your crew?
Yes,
you just
I do.
said you kind of put them with an experienced
First of all, we give it to God every day. We say our prayers everything before we start any job, and then we go from there. And I got quality hands that mentor the younger people. So.
Well, Josh, it has been a pleasure talking to you today, and thank you so much for participating in this. You are a very valuable person here at Process Bearing, and we appreciate everything that you do for us every day, and I'll see you in the field pretty soon.
Yeah, it's been good. Process is family.
That's right.
It's a roll tide.
Thank you, Josh.